welcome to this workshop. It's my great pleasure to welcome you. This workshop, as you were, is organized as a partnership between the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications and the GSMA, which is the Global Association of Mobile Network Operators. My name is Kweku Sechiari, and I work with the Chamber. Now, our purpose this morning, the expected outcomes. As you see from the program, we sent you one earlier by mail. There've been a few adjustments, however, but we'll discuss spectrum migration. We're keen to make policy inputs that support and encourage government to make sustainable policy decisions, because the dividends from digital migration in terms of investment stimulation within the sector and overall economic activity is substantial. We're talking about the billions of Ghana cedis, indeed dollars, as you see from Peter's presentation in a short while. On quality of service, as you see from the program, we'll have the lead presentation will be from the NCA, and it will be followed by open discussions with earlier in the program indicated a presentation from Ericsson, but there have been some changes at Ericsson that makes that difficult for them to do today. So we'll have open conversation. Indeed, perhaps that's even better than another monologue or another presentation. So we'll open the floor for discussions. And so please, let's welcome Mr. Albert.
The Honorable Deputy Minister of Communications, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the Republic of Ghana has been at the forefront of the information and communications revolution in Africa for more than a decade. Telecommunications began in the Gold Coast when the first telegraph line was installed in 1881. The first manual telephone exchange was installed in 1892, with the first automatic exchange coming in 1953. In 1974, the Post and Telecommunications Corporation, PNT, was established, and the telecommunications industry was born in Ghana. Ghana was one of the first countries to introduce widespread liberalization in the basic telecommunications services in August 1994. The government took an important step forward in embracing the potential of competitive markets to generate growth and innovation in the sector. One of the key landmarks in the liberalization of Ghana's telecommunications sector was the establishment in 1996 of the National Communications Authority, the NCA, to regulate communications by wire, cable, radio, television, satellite, and similar means of technology for the orderly development and operation of efficient communication services in Ghana, and to provide for related purposes. The NCA, since its establishment, has overseen the rapid growth of ICT infrastructure and services by encouraging competition, removing barriers to market entry, overseeing interconnection of new operators with incumbents, monitoring tariffs and quality of service, protecting consumer rights, and ensuring the provision of telecom services for all. The NCA has employed various regulatory mechanisms to ensure effective competition in the industry. Mechanisms such as mobile number portability were introduced to enhance competition and to offer consumers choice. The authority has also ensured efficient management of scarce radio frequency and numerous resources for effective development in the industry. The electronic communication space is currently composed of 2 fixed telephony operators, 6 mobile telephony operators, 35 internet service providers with at least 4 broadband wireless access licenses expected later in the year, 249 authorized FM radio broadcasting stations with 219 in operation, and 28 authorized TV stations with 17 in operation. The liberalization of cable landing in Ghana has removed the hitherto bottleneck in international data connectivity. Currently, about 2.57 terabits per second, that is 10 to the power 12, capacity exists in the fiber optic cables landed at Main 1 and Glo 1, in addition to SAT3. The West Africa Cable System, WACS, with a planned capacity of 5.12 terabits per second, has obtained a landing rights license in Ghana, just as the 14,000 kilometer ACE cable with design capacity of 5.2 terabits per second, but would commence with operational capacity of 1.92 terabits per second. Ladies and gentlemen, the inland fiber optic infrastructure is also growing. In addition to National Communications Backbone Company, NCBC's fiber optic ring in the southern, middle, and northern sectors of Ghana, MTN, Tigo, Global are all deploying fiber optic backbone infrastructure on their networks nationwide. The completion of the NCBC Eastern Corridor Fiber would complete a nationwide fiber optic backbone. This infrastructure, coupled with last-mile wireless networks, will enable mobile services providers to offer enhanced and more efficient services to their clients. The NCA is currently in the process of licensing broadband wireless access BWA services in the 2.5 to 2.69 gigahertz band. We expect these networks to provide more reliable network services to improve quality of network services currently available to the consumer. Regulations for monitoring and enforcing quality of service for data services will be part of the license conditions of the BWA operators. Ladies and gentlemen, the state has sought to enhance the regulatory environment through the recent enactment of the following bodies of law. 1. The National Communications Authority Act of 2008, Act 769. 2. Electronic Communications Act of 2008, Act 775. 3. The Electronic Communications Amendment Act of 2009, Act 786. And for regulations, we have Electronic Communications Regulation of 2011, LI 1991. 2. Mobile Number Portability Regulations of 2011, LI 1994. And lastly, SIM Registration Regulations of 2011, LI 2006. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCA is in the process of commissioning a national mobile customer satisfaction survey to provide the NCA with independent means to capture consumers' evaluation of service attributes and expectations from all mobile service providers. Second, evaluate the level of customer satisfaction with the various mobile service operators. 3, measure the level of service delivery in the mobile telephony industry. 4, evaluate the performance of the operators against defined KPIs. And lastly, evaluate the relative performance of providers among themselves with respect to the defined attributes and KPIs. The results from this service will assist the NCA to determine the structure and level of focus on consumer concerns and provide basis for formulation of regulatory policies, rules, and guidelines to ensure equity for both operators and consumers. It is my hope that the deliberations at today's workshop would offer relevant recommendations for all players in the telecom space: the government, regulators, operators, and investors in our bid to promote increased access to high-speed data services for socio-economic development and to further enhance the overall consumer experience and confidence in the use of telecommunications products and services. I wish you fruitful deliberations at today's workshop. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, thank you again.
one of the key problems that operators have faced over the last 7 or so years have been fees that were charged by the local authorities. Over the last few weeks, I would say somewhere in May, we had a workshop, a similar, I don't know whether to call it a round table or a U-table, but a U-table workshop, and this was with the active leadership role played by the NCA, and I wish to acknowledge that on this occasion and to thank the NCA for the role that it played in helping to bring some sanity in that area, which had a debilitating effect on the industry. So I want to thank you and ask the members to join me in thanking the NCA. And we trust that going forward, we can count on the NCA's cooperation in resolving other key issues that affect the industry as well. I have the pleasure now to invite the Honorable Deputy Minister for Communication, Mr. Ernest Amati Kwe, who is also a Member of Parliament.
Mr. Chairman, before I commence with my address, I want to state that an invitation was extended to my secretary minister in the person of Honorable Ahmed Idris. Incidentally, he's engaged with other duties and asked me to represent him. Thanks so much. And now, my address. Mr. Chairman, officials of the National Communication Authority, management of telecom service providers, the Ghana Chambers of Communications, distinguished resource persons, fellow participants, the press here present, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed delighted to be part of this regulatory film workshop being organized at this critical moment by the Ghana Chamber of Communications to enhance understanding of the basic ingredients of the industry among the stakeholders of the sector. With this initiative coming from the industry itself, it is my expectation that the participants will seize the opportunity to share experiences and also familiarize with contemporary development in technology, and of course within the confines of the standards established by the International Telecommunications Union. I recognize that the workshop will consider issues such as licensing, taxation, quality of service, industry standards and international best practices, and lastly, spectrum. As you engage in objective and good faith deliberations of the issues, I urge you to be conscious of the fact that the last stakeholder and beneficiary of our actions is out there in the public. They are the consumers of the products and services of the industry, and they provide the lifeline of the industry. Let us therefore explore how best to satisfy the consumer interest to expand market opportunities and generate reasonable returns on investment in preference to preoccupation of technology, engineering, and process issues. The government of Ghana has always been supportive of the communication sector. Indeed, Ghana has been in the forefront of the communications forum and liberalization, a process commenced in the middle 1990s. The experience of Ghana has since been shared with other countries in Africa and other ITU. It is therefore not surprising that the country today boasts of the presence of world-class telecommunication companies such as Vodafone, MTN, Tigo, Airtel, Glo, and Espresso. The overall mobile telephone subscription as of May 2012 stands at 22,453,907, with the market dominated by MTN 47%, Vodafone 21%, Tigo 15%, Airtel 14%, Glow 2%, and Espresso 1%. The growth of the telecom sector has been achieved through the development of forward-looking technology-neutral policies, applications of enabling legislation, transparent regulations, and dispute settlement procedures, and therefore generous incentive and protection of investment in Ghana. Distinguished guests, the increasing demand of mobile internet has necessitated the expansion of terrestrial fiber resource to reach all the district assemblies areas, and in this regard, Ghana is implementing the e-government infrastructure platform project to ensure the availability of sufficient broadband capacity for applications in governance, health, education, commerce, etc. This infrastructure will also go a long way to support mobility of the internet for national development. I am happy to report that Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Togo successfully interconnected their optic fiber infrastructure at Sinkansi, northern Togo, on 28 June 2012. This is a fulfillment of the ITU Connect Africa program, whose implementation was achieved through the extension of fiber from Ghana, Accra, all the way to Bangatanga, Boku, and then to Sinkansi. It is with this assurance of adequate infrastructure to enable us to reach the entire population of Ghana with mobile communications that I wish this workshop to come out with practical solutions to the real occurring problems of regulatory enforcement. On this note, I wish you an enjoyable and